My name is Nicholas Salifu. I was born in Ghana, and my parents later converted to the religion of Islam. I had to join them. As a Muslim, I was forced to memorize portions of the Quran in the Arabic language, which I did not speak or understand. I was forced to pray to the God Allah 5 times each day. If I missed my prayer, I had to pay a penalty by praying additional prayers. The more I remained a Muslim, the more fear I had. You see, Muslims can never be sure that they are going to heaven. I tried to do my best in all that I was taught and made sure that I never missed my daily prayers or paying the penalty. I tried to do even more, so that on the last day, Allah would see the many good works I did and would maybe consider sending me to heaven. But honestly, there had been times I missed my prayers and did not pay the penalty. There had been times I was unable to complete the 1-month-long fasting. How then could the God who sees everything have mercy on me on the last day? How would I ever make it into heaven? Have you ever known someone who was afraid that they couldn't go to heaven? All around the world, there are people living in false religions who are very scared that they won't get to go to heaven someday. You've heard about Nicholas, who was a Muslim, but there are also millions of people who are part of a religion called Buddhism. Ted Natalong grew up in a country called Thailand, which isn't far from China. Almost everybody in Thailand is a Buddhist, and so was Ted. Buddhists believe in something called karma. If you do good things in life, then when you die, you will be born again, or reincarnated into a better life. But if you do bad things will happen to you. And in your next life, you might be born into something horrible, like a bug or a worm. Buddhists also believe that spirits surround them everywhere, and you have to give presents to the spirits to keep them happy. Otherwise, bad spirits might make something bad happen to you, like getting sick. When Ted was a young boy in Thailand, he was always afraid of bad spirits. He also was afraid that he hadn't done enough good things to get born into a new life when he died. For a Buddhist, it is a life of work, 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 and trying to do good things, Ted explained. You're never really sure whether you will receive good things or blessings from your works, because nobody can do good things all the time. Not knowing whether you have been good enough is a big burden at the end of the day. It is not a joyful life. All around the world, there are people in false religions who are afraid of spirits, afraid that they won't be able to go to heaven, afraid that their false gods will punish them. This was also true 500 years ago, when a man named Martin Luther lived. Luther was a Christian, but back then there were some false teachings in the Christian church. The priests taught that in order to go to heaven, people had to do enough good works to make up for their sins, called penance. Other priests said that in order to get out of hell, people should pay money to the church. Martin Luther read his Bible, which back then was only written in the Latin language. Only a few people could read Latin, and Luther was one of them. Imagine how great Luther felt when he read that Jesus Christ had already died on the cross to take away all his sins, and the sins of all people, everywhere. Of course, we know that Luther couldn't keep this good news to himself, and he went on to do some pretty incredible things to make sure everyone knew that Jesus loved them and would someday take them to heaven. Luther translated the Bible into the language of his people, German, and he wrote Luther's Small Catechism, a little book to help explain what the Bible teaches. Today, a mission organization called the Lutheran Heritage Foundation, or LHF, continues this work that Luther began. LHF translates Bible storybooks and Luther's Small Catechism for kids and families all around the world in more than 80 languages. And this is where you can help. By sending your mission offerings to LHF, you help LHF to pay to print these books about Jesus, and then the books are given free to kids who want to learn more about him. Remember Nicholas from Ghana and Ted from Thailand? Well, both of these men are now Lutheran pastors, and just like Martin Luther, they have translated the Catechism and Bible storybooks into their Kusal and Thai languages for their people. Listen to one of the Lutheran school students in Ghana reading her small catechism for you.
Anudan wadana bom awinam pini la yela dakumida nebin pali.
Here's a boy from Indonesia, a country near Thailand, reading from his Bible storybook. Both of these books were translated, printed, and given to these children through the mission offerings of kids just like you. Thank you for helping LHF to tell children about Jesus in a language they can read and understand. Even more children in places like India, China, and Kenya are still waiting to hear about the Savior. Through the books you send them, you can tell a child who speaks a different language that they don't need to be afraid. Someday they will be in heaven with God, and so will you.